Friends, this week I want to talk to you about mindfulness. Um, I feel like this is a topic that we talk about a lot in the context of movement remedies because of the impacts for pain. But I feel like the more that I dive into this topic, the more that I learn. So I've been going through my own journey lately of trying to incorporate different kinds of mindfulness into my routine and also learning more about why mindfulness is important. Um, there's this sort of the obvious stress implications for a mindfulness practice. I think we all recognize that if we spend some time trying to cultivate a sense of calm in our bodies, that we will feel better, less stressed, less anxious, more capable of facing difficult situations. Um, but I think we probably don't realize just physiologically how, even if we're not experiencing a dramatic change in our ability to handle stress, we are experiencing benefits. A lot of this has to do with chemicals that are related to inflammation and the fact that there's an actual observed change in the size of the amygdala with persistent mindfulness activities. Um, in today's newsletter, I share a bit about an excerpt from The Body Keeps the Score, in which um, the author references a professor who has been established basically the mindfulness based stress reduction work in Massachusetts almost more than 3 decades ago, and just how profound that has been for survivors of trauma. And I think we often, or I know I have often in the past, made the mistake of assuming that trauma is a word that's reserved for the most extreme kinds of disruption and like a massive natural disaster or something like 9/11 or witnessing you know a death or horrible event to someone that you love or to yourself. Um, and the reality is that anything that disrupts your body's sense of safety, anything that leaves your brain with the belief that the world is fundamentally unsafe and requires vigilance is a trauma. And this is why the estimates really range depending on how you're defining trauma to 90% of the US adult population. Or sorry, US population, not just adults. So I think that it's really important that we understand that mindfulness is not just a luxury that we sort of tack on to the day if we have the time, or it's something that only people who struggle with mental health issues need. It's literally something that we all benefit from. It's something that allows us to be more focused, less distracted, more caught up in our thoughts, more able to regulate our emotions. Um, this feels really, although I haven't seen it yet, I have been watching some of the coverage of the Inside Out 2 movie. And so I feel like this kind of discussion feels really pertinent about, when we start to understand the various parts of ourselves that show up to face challenges, including anxiety. Um, I think we can be more compassionate with ourselves and others, recognizing that sometimes the brain feels that protective nervous responses help us, and mindfulness helps us to sort of take down those guards, um, kind of eliminate those defenses so that you can focus on peace and ease. And how hard is that? You know what I mean? I think we get really caught up in how easy we think life will be if we make more money or if we get a promotion or if we find perfect love or you know these really like kind of significant and also difficult things. But actually, peace and ease and a sense of satisfaction can be cultivated as a practice from our own actions. And they don't have to have anything. In fact, they don't require anything from the outside. And I keep coming back to this because that has been one of the most profound learnings that I have all the time from being an observer to the healing journeys of my clients, because ultimately what's what's helping them get to a place of being more active, more mobile, more confident in their bodies than before. Some of it is the movements that we're doing, but 90% of it is the work that they are doing inside themselves to take note of achievements, to be present in their bodies when that may feel uncomfortable at first because it's not a habit, or because we've created a habit of not being present because that felt more comfortable. Um, so that's the work we do inside, and it doesn't require anyone else, and it's the most profound healing work. And I stand by that because I see that over and over again. And so I'm on this journey myself, just along with you as well, of trying to figure out, how do I want to live this next chapter of my life? How do I want to show up? What does it really mean to feel satisfaction? So we're going to take a little tour through mindfulness today or this week, and I hope that you will be able to also bring that to your holiday weekend. And look forward to chatting next week.